Hello there, Skeptic Squids. From the title of the video you can probably see this is not one of my average videos. That's correct, I rescued the little baby pigeon. I'll tell you all about them when I feed them, which it's almost time for that. Yeah, I'll just see you there. Okay, so here I have some food that I warmed up for them, and it's about cooled down now, so it's edible. They need food around body temperature. They're not too cold and that they don't burn a little crop. Before I even start, I should let you know that I'm no expert on feeding baby pigeons and even raising them. I'm just using information on the website just to try and give these little potatoes or feathered potatoes a second chance. So you can already hear them tweeting for food because they're quite hungry, and I'll show you how to see. So let me just get the one here. No, let go of the cloth, and there we go. So and there he is. You can see them, and yeah, he or she is definitely hungry. You can check by looking at their chest. The chest is where the crop is, and when it's inflated like a balloon, they're nice and fed. And when it's just flat against the chest, then you know they're not fed. So they are quite messy, but let's start feeding this little one because otherwise he's gonna make a lot of noise. Come on, there you go. Watch out, you're gonna fall into the cup. You're gonna fall into the cup, and that's not gonna be nice. Okay. This one is always over eager to start feeding, and yeah, it just fell into the cup. It just fell into the cup. I knew this was gonna happen, and that's why I brought a wet towel just so I can clean him up. I'm just gonna have to hold him while I'm feeding him and move the cup out of the way. It's gonna make more of a mess, but at least he's not gonna try to drown himself. Yeah, this one is always full of nonsense. Always. There we go, finally. I'm gonna put my hand like this so you can see him eating. Yeah, okay, so now he's happy eating. Once he starts eating, he knows that I'm giving him food and that he needs to stay still and enjoy the food. That's actually the first time he falls into the cup. I knew it's gonna happen sometime. But yeah, so what I'm feeding them is just wild bird seed that I've ground up in a coffee grinder, just so that it's more edible for them. They're, look, judging from photos online, they're a bit over 2 weeks now old, and they are happily eating solid foods. But I do grind up this food and mix it with a bit of water, of course, just so that they get their water content and make it easier for them to eat. Ah, there you go. Now you can see him eating. Yeah, it's sort of difficult to sit with my hands so you can actually see. But yeah, there we go. So stop making noise and enjoy the food. So yeah, a little backstory on this. I found them outside in a nest that was abandoned by the mom. I observed it for quite some time, and when I actually decided to investigate the nest, I felt that they haven't been fed in a very long time, and it was quite late at night, so if there's no mom, then I guess the best bet is to just take them in. Now, I had an option of either leaving them outside to die or just try to feed them and see if they have a second chance, and so far it looks okay. I'm pretty sure these little birds are going to find it very difficult to integrate into the wild again, but I'd rather have that than just them dying in the nest outright. So yeah, you can see this one wants to really force his head into the food and not really eat, but just get all messy. And yeah, I have to clean them after every feeding session, especially this one. He just has a little mind of his own. You can see the food falling on my finger there now as he's eating. I just constantly mix a bit of fresh food just so it doesn't get cold on the spoon. And did you hear that now? That's actually Lamar. She is now at my leg trying to see what's going on. She hasn't tried to attack the birds yet, and I don't think she ever will. And there she just jumps up, and I'm gonna have to move her off the way. Because, yeah, these birds are not Lamar feed. They're birds. I mean, they're not food, okay? Well, not to Lamar anyway. But yeah, see, there you can see he's eating, and he's putting his face up against the spoon and getting super, super dirty. But again, that you just heard Lamar now again. Lamar, shush. You ate course. You have food. There's no reason to come looking for feathery food. Yeah, so finally he's eating well. Coming back to the story on the little bird, so yeah, I just assumed that either the dogs outside killed the bird or the bird died some other way, because we did find a dead pigeon close to the nest, so we just assumed that and brought them in. So initially I just had them in a little box because they were quite tiny. You can see as he's putting out his feathers now, those black feathers were not on him when we got him about a week ago. Yeah, it was little, just nearly a week ago. Yeah, we got them last week on Sunday. Yeah. So I just put them in a little box, a little bit of cloth, just to keep them warm. And during the night I'll have a, is the red thing that's at the top of the screen? That's one of those rice full water bottles, air quotes. And yeah, just heat that one up, put it underneath the box so it doesn't like scald them, but just provides enough heat during the night. Luckily I'm in South Africa, well, unluckily I'm in South Africa, but luckily for them, it's quite warm in South Africa, so they don't really have problems cooling. If you're living in the winter now, you'd have been spending a lot more time trying to heat them up. You can see feeding this one goes very, very slow. Seriously slow. But every time after you feed them 2 spoons, you can feel here, there's just a little balloon, there's a crop going full. But yeah, he's not even halfway. So, yeah, so now I'm bringing him close to the cup because I've been messing so much, but he's now realizing that he should not try to walk into the cup, but just sit tight and eat from the spoon. His little brother, or sister, is now pacing up and down the little tiny cage I have for them. I don't like the fact that I'm putting him in a cage, but I really don't have any other option. I've read online a couple of people complain about people trying to save baby pigeons because they don't know how to integrate them properly into the society. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances and try to get them, because there's no pigeon center around here that would cater for these little feral pigeons. Or a tortelduif, as we like to call them Afrikaans. They're not raising pigeons or that, so people here looking after pigeons wouldn't care. They would probably tell me, yeah, we'll take care of them, and then just feed them to the cats or something. I'd rather have them be my pets and live than not try to make them my pets and die. It's all about giving them a second chance, and if they want, if I can manage to get them to be wild pigeons, then that would be great. But yeah, for now it is feeding them from a spoon. Initially I had to feed them from a syringe. That went super slow. I had to crush everything super fine with mortar and pestle and then grind it so it's a powder and then fully mixed with water, and then there would be I'll probably bring my hand in the way. You'll notice that his brother or sister, either way, are very quiet. It's not making a noise. And yeah, the other one is not as temperamental as this one. And if you're asking what I named them, I haven't named them. I don't think it's appropriate because they're not my pets. I'm just trying to rehabilitate them. If I fail in rehabilitating them and they don't want to leave, then I'll try to maybe get a bigger cage or something and then name them. But for now, I'm really hoping I can get them back into the wild. Do I have to point out how ugly these little things are? They're so ugly, it's almost cute. Well, actually it is cute, because of ugliness. Another thing you have to check out for these little pigeons, if they have any bugs on them. Make sure to remove any bugs or ticks or that sort of thing. Also, you're going to have to inspect their poop every once in a while, to make sure the poop is a nice sort of khaki color mixed with a little white cap. If that's the color of the poo, it's happy. If it's looking very weird, very yellow or ultra green, then you know you might have a problem and they might be sick. Lamar, no! No birdie bird for you. This is actually the first time Lamar is doing that. I'm thinking this was him talking and Lamar is looking for the attention. Lamar, I'll give you all the attention you want just after I've fed these little birds and put them safely back in the cage so you don't harm them. I've actually never seen my cat catch a bird, so I'm not that scared, but you never know. One simple paw swipe and the poor birdie might get served, isn't there? I hope you can hear them squeak well over the microphone. It's pretty cute. Come on, eat! Your brother or sister is getting quite hungry and you're taking your sweet time, little birdie bird. Little feathered potato. I'm also seriously gonna have to clean up your entire chest after this. Okay, so now you can even see on the camera that his crop is nicely full. I'm just gonna give him a tiny bit more. Remember not to overfeed them. If the crop starts getting really big, you might actually end up hurting the crop and then they will die. You don't want dead potatoes, you want living potatoes. I'm just giving one more spoonful. Teaspoonful. And yeah. I've also mixed in a tiny bit of oats and a bit of unshelled sunflower seeds just to vary the diet a bit. Okay, now I'm gonna have to clean off my hand and clean off. Yeah, as you can see, very dirty. This one is an extremely messy eater, and it's actually quite difficult to get all this food from off his chest. Or her chest, I can't tell the difference. If you're a pigeon expert and you've seen them doing something wrong, please tell me, and tell me if they're female or not. Insert something about assuming their gender. Okay, that's okay. So you see, his crop is now nice and full, and if you just touch it, it feels like a little balloon, and he's a happy potato. You can see he's already quite chilled and making less of a noise. We'll put him back into his cage. Okay, and I'm going to go quickly wash my hands. Okay, now it's time for the other birdie's turn. There we go. Yeah, he's well more timid, well behaving, and he sometimes also wants to jump into the cup of food. But you'll see that he's eating. Lamar, I get that you want attention. I'll give you all the attention right after I made this little birdie not hungry. See? It's way more relaxed. Hope you can see there. It's way more relaxed and eating quite fast. I hope you're finding this adorable as I find it. Oh, you're making a mess. I keep just putting a spoon back into the warm food, just so the food doesn't get cold in the spoon. I don't want to be eating super cold food. You can hear the other one in the background still being jealous because he doesn't eat food. Another thing I should point out, you should also clean their butts. Sometimes the little poop gets stuck around the butt feathers and you're going to have to clean that up. In an actual nest, it would be very easy for them to poop out of the nest, but in captivity it's sometimes a bit difficult, and Lamar is trying to stalk them. Lamar! No! Literally the first time Lamar is doing this. I'm gonna have to remove her. Or just at least close the door so she's outside. Okay. You stay there. Lamar, come here. Oh no. Okay. And he's happily eating already. Okay. That's pretty cute. This one is well behaving and he's eating quite happily. Funny enough, this one had problems eating first time around. I really struggled with him or her. Now, oh look, he's sitting on his own and eating. And Lamar is meowing and being very sad that I just kicked her out of the room. The birdie, the idea is that the audience can actually see you eat, not hiding. Yeah, as you can see, he's really enjoying this food. Now, it's so crazy to me, so how different the personalities are of these two birds. Like this one is a hungry bugger that doesn't have any problem eating. The other one just makes another noise and, well, doesn't eat. Here we go. When I first found them, they barely moved. They were so tired, so malnourished, and so cold that they just sat there and looked at me making weird click noises. And yeah, I bet you can't see that now. Yeah, here we go. And eventually, after feeding them off the syringe, they started being more lively, more moving around and flapping their little wings. And then yeah, I knew I was doing something good because they're not dead yet. The other potato is now quiet, happily fed, and he's just sitting there. I'm gonna put the cloth over the front of the nest, front of the cage, so that I don't bother them by walking around, so they don't get stressed as easily. I hope it's in focus though, because he moved a bit. I suppose there would be music playing across this, so it wouldn't be too boring. But then again, you're watching a little bird peck at a spoon, and that's adorable if you ask me. This is so cute. Okay, get a new batch. There we go. Jouw hongerige bugger. With this one, it's quite easy to overfeed him because he just wants more and more. So you have to, after he's finished eating the spoon, I'm gonna have to fill the crop to make sure that it's not getting too full. But yeah, these little things, they grow super fast. I'll put up some pictures in the meantime of me feeding them when they were much smaller. Just some photos in the cage, and there's a lot of poop. I clean out that poop twice a day, so they poop a lot. It's not like the nest where they can just back up and poop out of the nest, unfortunately. Okay, let's feel. You're happy? Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I think he's gonna enjoy one more spoon, and then he should be set until, well, tonight quite late, because I only feed them 3 times a day. I don't feed them when the crop is still full, because something called crop stasis can occur. When there's food in the crop, you're just adding more and more food on top of that. It promotes bacterial growth, and that can be bad for the potatoes. So I don't do that. I just feed them when the crop is empty and they're hungry. Another thing you'll notice now is when I put them back, they will be super quiet, because they're happy now. They've been fed. The tummy is full, the eyes go closed. There you go. You're loving that, aren't you? As you can see, feeding them doesn't take. I mean, it takes a while. It's not a quick endeavor. Once they'll start eating on their own, I'll just put some food in the little cage for them, so they can be happy with that. But in the meantime, it's hand feeding. Okay, he's eating a little slower, and yep, that crop is nice and full. And you can see there. There's lots of food over his chest. Just drop that down. The crop is nice and thick. You know what? I'm gonna give him just a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit. Because I think the crop is not as full as it should be. Just a tiny bit more. Come on. Just need a tiny bit. Yeah, you're unimpressed of the food now, aren't you? Yep. Okay. I think that's always good. Just cleaning off the beak as well. To make sure that it doesn't get all stuck in the spoon. Well, there's a lot stuck in the feather still, but yeah. And there we go. The potato has nice wings. Can I open the wings up to them? And he can stand on his own weight, please, already. And yeah, so thank you for watching this Skeptic Squids. I just thought that I'd show you what I've been doing for a whole week. Taking care of the little pigeons. I'll give an update video as soon as they're big and strong. And anyways, enjoy the rest of your day.